Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 9 of the Empowered Psychology podcast and part 5 of my Lupus Conqueror testimony. Empowered Psychology is an educational platform and community that gives a voice to those with visible and invisible illnesses with the goal of empowering others to overcome adversity and create their dream lives. So, last week was such just an amazing week. It was Cardiac Arrest Awareness Week here on Empowered Psychology, where I shared my amazing friend's testimony, Julieta, along with her sister, who have a nonprofit called Surviving Sudden Cardiac Arrest. Life-changing, life-saving information, amazing testimony. So if you haven't checked that out, go ahead and check that out. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about something super important. And this video is going to be about how I organically healed, okay? I don't do healing, okay? I don't like healing, and I'll get back into why I don't like that idea or concept. I believe that people should heal. Heal, okay? Heal, okay? And so I'm going to be talking about how I organically healed and also living within a system. Yes. Now, before I get into that, let's share what drink I'm having today. So every day I have an anti-inflammatory drink because, health is wealth. So today I am having green apple, ginger, and orange juice, okay? All fresh, all organic, and it's amazing. This is a powerful drink. So green apple is an antioxidant and a great source of fiber. Ginger, of course, amazing anti-inflammatory, but it also boosts brain function. So no wonder it makes me so happy, and I love ginger. And then vitamin C, come on, the orange juice, I love it. So that also boosts immunity and prevents kidney disease. And I have lupus nephritis, so I have to make sure I am taking care of my health and my kidney always. So let's see what this is about. Amazing. And of course, always hydration. I don't have Fiji today, but I do have alkaline water with me. And if it's not alkaline, I'm not drinking it. Unless if I have to, but if it isn't, you will not find me not drinking alkaline water. Okay? Health is wealth, y'all. So looking back at my life and writing my testimony, I found that the key to my sustainability is because of the way I healed and the way that I conquered. Guys, the way you do things, your approach, and your intention is very, very important. So like I said, this video is all about how I organically healed and / organic conquering. So I'm going to use those interchangeably in this video. So what do I mean by organic conquering? This is wisdom that comes from your heart and your will. And that's it. That's all you need. Your heart and your will. The mental battles that I have faced and sometimes do face are not easy. I have found that, the mental battles I face are because of experiences in life, of course, but also through my research in lupus, I have discovered that lupus does affect your brain, especially your mood. And so I have become aware of that. And that is how I have been able to conquer my mental battles. And yeah, so personally, this is my experience, and this is what I'm going to advocate for and share because I have seen it work in my life, and I want this method to help other people. And basically, I made a choice. And my choice was that in the mental arena, so in regard to my mental health, I was going to heal organically. And the way to heal organically, in my experience, was through 6 things. 1 was my faith in God. 2 was being around the right people. 3 was doing the things that I love. 4 was being honest with myself. 5 was keeping myself accountable, holding myself accountable. And 6 was my will to live. In my opinion, and from what I have experienced in my personal life, the issues in your mind and within your mind are much deeper than a pill could ever fix. And I am not going to back down on that belief and what I know. This is what I know. And this is what I live by. Okay? And I have done the pill route for my mental health. And for me, in my experience, 1, it took away my personality, and I cannot live like that. I love my personality. I love who I am. And I couldn't stand seeing myself just be so boring. Okay, that's what the pills did to me. And then not only that, but I feel like all it did was unlock a new problem, which then led me to needing another pill. And I knew I did not want that for myself. And so I chose to do the deep work. Now, deep work is based off of 3 things: love, accountability, and introspection. What is love? Well, for me, God is love and love is God. And through that is how I love. I have found that I'm not able to love to the fullest capacity without God. I truly need God in my life, and I believe everyone needs God in their life. Accountability. Well, I found a definition that is amazing. So, accountability is an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or to account for one's actions. And then introspection, which is the examination or observation of one's own mental states and emotional processes. And that's how it works. First, you need love. Then you need accountability. And from then you get introspection, and boom, that is what you call deep work. And this is not easy, and it is not pretty. But when you conquer through this method, it's over. What's over? Well, the trauma, the toxic behaviors, the destructive mental processes, and most of all, you get to recreate a new mindset for yourself. And your mind is your home and the vessel which moves you through life. Why do you think the government and these media companies are so obsessed with controlling our minds? Well, it's because your mind is just that powerful. Your ability to think is powerful. Your ability to create is powerful. And when you discover that power, you will organically heal. You don't need these other sources and these other things to heal. You already have a brilliant and beautiful mind that works. By learning how to use it, you can conquer whatever it is that you are going through. I'm going to leave that there for you to think about, let it marinate in your mind, and hopefully that empowered you to live through that method. Now, I'm going to tie in what I just talked about, organically conquering, into how I created my system for conquering. Now, My lupus conquerors, I am really about to give you the formula to get out of this mess and take back your life. Okay? So, like I said, I really allowed God to just take over. I could not do this shit by myself, y'all. Excuse my language, but that is the truth. I could not do this by myself. And the thing is that you don't have to do this by yourself. Please do not even attempt to do this by yourself. In order for you to conquer lupus, you need to develop and sustain / maintain a system. So this is how I created my system. So step 1, you need to establish your why. Okay? Your why is the most important part of your success and everything that you do. Your why. Okay? People who don't live within their why, they don't know what's happening. They just go with whatever life takes them with. Like, they have no order, no structure, no nothing. We do not do that here. We are conquerors, and we are people who are creating our dream lives. Okay? If you're listening to this podcast right now, it's because you are a superstar and you need to know your why. Well, my why was my life. My life. This illness was trying to take my life, and it was going to take my life, and it almost did take my life. And I realized, yes, I made it to the other side. I didn't die, but it was trying to take my quality of life. And no, I was not going to let that happen. So my why was my life, my dreams. Like I said in my previous video, I have always been a dreamer. I have always had big dreams. And yeah, so my why was that. And of course, my will to live. So your why. Step 1, your why. Step 2 is you have to educate yourself. So after you establish your why, this is where you go into educating yourself. So first, you have to know what is lupus and how does it affect my body. Lupus is a very complex illness because it looks different for everybody. It's not like, a flu where you get the flu and most people have the same symptoms. No, lupus looks different for everybody. So you need to know what is lupus and how it affects you. You have to know what is your plan of treatment and is it based on remission? Y'all, you have to know that. Is my treatment based on remission? And if so, what are my medications / treatments and how will they affect me? And you also need to ask yourself this. Are you willing to go through these treatments? In my experience, in order for me to get in remission, because I've had 2 flares, I had to go through aggressive treatments to get better. And speaking with people, I've been able to see that some people are willing to go through the treatments and some people aren't. Now, you need to set your pride aside, okay? Treatment only lasts up to a year, okay? Sometimes more, but I'd rather go through a year or 2 of treatment than a lifetime of hell, okay? So are you willing to go through this? And this is called adopting a proactive and progressive mindset. You have to be willing to make sacrifices to conquer this illness. Then you have to know about nutrition. You need to learn about foods to avoid. And I know people say don't say good foods, don't say bad foods, but the reality is, guys, is that there are bad foods, okay? If you are going through treatment, you should not be eating McDonald's every day. You should not be drinking soda every day, fast food every day, cakes and cookies and candy every day. No, you need to know what foods to eat. And I know this is hard, y'all, especially if you live in America where oh my God, the food here is just horrible, okay? And now they have made it where if you want to get healthy food, it's expensive because for some reason we have foods that aren't organic and foods that are organic. So, I mean, we need to wake up. This should not be happening. But the way that I conquered that, and also I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I wanted to live. Okay, so I didn't really care about, oh, I can't eat tacos, I can't eat cupcakes, I can't eat, no, because I wanted to live. So what I did was I educated myself. So of course with lupus, you want to have healthy greens, so a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits, a lot of water, good fats and protein, vitamins. Yeah, so you need to know all that. And so what I did in order to kind of cope with, not being able to eat, all the greasy, amazing food that is here, because I love candy, y'all. I love chocolate. If you know me, chocolate is my favorite thing in the world. Pizza, tacos, all of that. I love it. But I had to make sacrifices, and what I did was I paid attention to how these foods made me feel. As much as I love Chick-fil-A, every time I have Chick-fil-A, I feel tired. Okay? But every time I have my juice, baby, I feel amazing. I feel like I am on top of the world. Every time I have my salad, I have energy. I start to see the light. I have, this amazing thought processes. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes I feel like, okay, like, is there something in this drink that I don't know about? Because, like, why is it making me so happy and so creative? But that is what real food does. Real food is supposed to give you the energy and the love to fuel your life. So that is how I overcame that, because I know that can be hard. And also eat what you like, okay? This process should be about enjoying yourself and being excited. And that is why, guys, every time I create a recipe or every time I make something for myself, I write like the benefits. And I've always done this, and honestly, it makes me excited. It makes me feel like, okay, I'm doing something good for my body. It's amazing. So, if you want to adopt this technique, you should. Like, if you're having trouble eating healthy, okay, well, say fish does this for me, or this vegetable does this for me, and watch. You're going to be obsessed with healthy eating after that. And not only that, but you're educating yourself. So you're getting a double win. Yes. And then educate yourself on exercise. And with that, you need to also find what you like. Why would you do workouts that you don't like? There are so many workouts out there, and I understand we live in the time of like Instagram and TikTok where you just see like one way of doing things, weights or Pilates or whatever. But let me tell you something. There are other forms of exercise that are just amazing, and in order for you to sustain this, because this system is something that has to be in your life forever and should be in your life forever, whether you have lupus or not. Everyone needs a system of health. Everybody. And so what better way to sustain that than finding things that you like, eating the foods that you like, doing the exercises that you like. So yes, you need to do that in order for you to be able to create and sustain this system. Juice break. Phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal. Okay. So once you establish your why, and once you educate yourself on your illness, how it affects you, your plan of treatment, whether that plan is based on remission, it has to be based on remission, or else you're going to get played and you're going to continue to be sick. And I do not want that for any of my conquerors. And then once you educate yourself on nutrition and fitness, finding things you like, eating the foods you like, and doing the exercise that you like, very important. Then you can create your system. And this is what it looked like for me. So I left off on my previous video where I went to the gym and I decided, okay, I'm going to do 30 minutes of elliptical every day. So I did my first cardio session and I was just so inspired, and that is when I knew, okay, I'm going to create my system. I'm going to conquer this illness. And where the elliptical was located, right in front of me, was the weight section. So I was just watching people work out. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait to work out. I'm so excited. But, I need to get the strength to walk first. I left the gym, and that's when I really started to educate myself. I educated myself on how lupus affected me. Then I educated myself about my medications and my treatments. And then that's when I started to educate myself on nutrition and exercise, and I was ready to go. So I remember for 1 week, I did the elliptical every day for 30 minutes, and then I started to quickly regain my strength. I was able to walk longer, and by the end of that week, I was a lot better. And I remember after I did the elliptical, after 7 days of doing it, I was like, okay, I want to go touch a weight, because I was really just fascinated by the people working out. I mean, the women working out there, they were just badass. They looked amazing. And I was like, oh my God, I want to be that. And I am going to be that. Yes, ma'am. And so I remember I went to go get a 2.5 dumbbell. Tell me why it was the heaviest thing ever. It was so heavy, but because I was grounded in reality, I knew, okay, it's not my time yet. I didn't let that discourage me. I'm going to continue to do what I do. So now I'm going into week 2 of doing my elliptical. By the end of week 2, I could walk again. I was so happy and excited, and I was, by then I had already figured out what I needed to eat, and I was exploring a little bit more on that and learning how to cook, making smoothies, and educating myself about how these foods were going to help me get better. By the end of that second week, I was like, okay, let me try to pick up these weights. And by then I could do it, and I was ready. After that, I did not put the weights down for a few years. And I am a dancer, and I knew that once I ended my treatments, I was going to go back to dance. And so I just had so much to look forward to that I even forgot about all the trauma that I was going through. Why? Because by me focusing on my system and having a purpose and reinforcing my system to myself / my plan, not only was I healing, but I was actually learning how to be happy. And my mentor the other day said something really amazing, which she says amazing things all the time. I swear when I'm with her, I have to have my notepad with me. But she said, if you want to start from the top, how are you going to know how it feels to rise? Let that sink in. There is no better feeling than rising. Starting from the bottom is a blessing. When you really embrace the bottom and starting from the bottom, that is where you really get the opportunity to hone into your craft, hone into your system, create amazing processes that are going to sustain you, get you back to your health, but not only that, create new systems in your life. And so, guys, there is nothing wrong with starting from the bottom. And these 6 months of treatment were the best months of my life. One, I felt so filled with love every day. And as you know, God is love for me. I was just shining. I felt like I was shining every day, and I felt so strong. Not only that, but I had people there who are still in my life who really showed up for me. Friends would come to my treatments. They would sit there for 7 hours with me while I got my treatments. They would throw me parties. I mean, I had so much love in my life. And I found a purpose for my life. And guys, it got to the point where I was just excited every day. And I remember like after 2 months of treatment, because I started this system about like my first month of treatment. After like my second month of treatment, I was strong as hell. Like they would put the IVs in and be like, whoa, like you have muscles, like you're looking good, your skin's looking great, you seem so happy. And like I said, I was like not happy that first treatment I got. I was so mean. But by the end, like they were like, whoa, like you're a completely different person. Like we thought you were so mean, but you're not. I mean, I was just always happy. And I would go to my treatments, and then right after my treatments, I would go to the gym. Or I would go on a walk. Like, it was an amazing time for me. An amazing time for me. A time where I felt so much gratitude, so much joy, so much hope. And it was amazing. So after 6 months of treatment, they redid all my biopsies and all my tests. And y'all, it had looked like nothing happened. To this day, every time I go to a new doctor and they look at my medical records, they're just shocked. Like they're always shocked. And I never understood why until now that I've like written my testimony. I'm like, okay, that's why they're shocked, because I was so sick. I was down bad. I was very sick. I almost died. And then to see how my body healed, it's amazing. And people are always so, like medical professionals, they're always so impressed with how I healed. And yes, it was because of the help of medicine, of course. Like I really do think you do need medication. I'm very thankful that there is medication for lupus, but also it was because of the system I created. The system I created and my choice to organically heal, boom. Lupus had no chance with me, and it still doesn't. And it never will. This system kept me in remission for 5 years. And I did have a second flare, which we will get into in the next parts of my testimony. But still, like, lupus didn't have a chance there either, because now I have created a new system again. And it was kind of a reminder that this has to be a lifestyle thing. It has to be sustainable, and I have to maintain this for the rest of my life. And look where I am now. Look where I am now. So guys, yes, that is how I conquered this illness and got back into remission. And you can too. And yes, I gave y'all the formula. I really hope that this information blessed your life, and that you are empowered to go do this for yourself and create your own systems and win. And thank you so much for listening to part 5 of my Lupus Conqueror testimony. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.